record on this computer. Cool. So what's up, guys? How you guys doing? Everyone doing good? We good?
Yep, we're good.
You good? For sure. What time is it out there, Nelly? It's like, do you ever
It's
sleep?
2:05, so I feel Tony, like I'm so tired.
How you still awake?
I'm more of a night person, but that then is bad because like I wake up at like 12, and by the time I take a shower and do all like my morning stuff, it's like 1:30.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bullshit. I'm the same way too. I like literally always go to bed like around 2, 3 a.m. and I wake up like around 11, 12 too. So I need to stop acting brand new, but I feel it. For sure. All right, so I'm gonna start off, guys, by showing you guys how to trade the harmonic scanner. So this is what I do. All right. Ugh, stupid shit. I'm a harmonic scanner. Log in. All right. So what you guys want to do when you trade this? Watch. I'm gonna show you examples of previous ones that work, and then I'm gonna show you guys. Um, let's see what this one. I'm gonna show you guys current ones that may be good. This one would be a good one. Cool. So first and foremost, I don't look at that shit. It needs to go. I'll go to indicators and I'll add my Bollinger Bands. I'll add on the SAR, if you guys remember the parabolic SAR. And then I add on the MACD. Don't forget to change your settings on here. So we need to modify this little one. I'm going to change this to 3, 10. All right, hurry up.
Wait, what are you changing right now?
The settings on the MACD.
Oh, okay.
3, 10, and 16, those are the settings that I use for the MACD. I usually use green and black. All right, so this is what I usually do to look at to take a harmonic. So I got on all my indicators. A lot of people will ask, like, well, how do you get good entries on this? This is how you do it. First and foremost, what I do is you never take a harmonic on a trending market. What do I mean by that? How do you know if it's trending? I usually go out one time frame. If it acts stupid like that, just put on your Hakanashi candles. Zoom out a little bit if you need to. You should act enough today. Definitely not what I wanted. Okay, day chart, right? We want a larger scope as to what's happening. And you never take a harmonic on a trending market, like I said. So how do you know if it's trending? Well, example, let's say it's shooting down on a huge downtrend, right? And then they're calling out a buy. If you guys remember anything about like, hold on, let me look at the chat. Oh, Chingy. Latinos aquí. Yeah, we're all pretty much Hispanic. So when we look at a harmonic, what I mean by a trending market would be this. If there's a downtrend, right, and a harmonic's calling an uptrend, don't take it. Don't. I don't remember any time I've ever taught on patterns and harmonics being one of those patterns for a reversal. Not a reversal pattern. It's literally you trade this on a consolidating market. The only time you'll ever take it on a trending market is if it follows the trend. So right now, is it following the trend? Well, there's a lot of consolidation, so it's a good one, right? So then we go to the time chart that they called it on 4-hour GBP MTD. I usually, if you remember, I would never tell people to trade a shark. If you guys just use these indicators, you'll be good. Literally, they called out the entry right here. The parabolic star is right under it, so it's support. Bollinger Band, it's at the bottom, so it's going to go up. MACD, crossover, buy. Did it hit? Yep. Hit your third take profit. You guys know how many pips this was from this entry that they called it? First take profit was 33. Second one was 68. Third one was 128. Those are your damn 100 pips in the day. Are we good? Did that make sense? I'm going to show you more examples, but wasn't that pretty simple? Just from turning on, or just from adding these indicators? Do it on the 15-minute chart if you want to. You could scalp it and get your 100 pips in a day. All right, come on, hurry up. Perfect example of one. This one here. This one's EJ, by the way. Is it super crucial that we're only looking at harmonics from broker? No, it doesn't matter, honestly. They have the same ones all around. I've always been accustomed to looking at them. They literally, if you go on any one of these, they have the same pairs, like the same trades. So look, if we know EJ long term, it is going on a downtrend. So let's look at the 4 hour just to confirm. It's a trending market, but is it following the trend? Yep, it's following the trend. So you're good, right? So let's go back to the 15-minute where they called this trade out. Literally from this entry, if you didn't jump in on your sell, the market gave you another re-entry for your sell. Did it hit take profit 1? Yep. Take profit 2? Yep. Take profit 3? Yep. How did you know? Top Bollinger, the SAR, right? MACD crossover. Good. There's your entry. How many pips we catching on this? 60 on the first one, 110 on the second, 187. And this is on the 15-minute chart, guys. Like, come on. Like, this is ridiculous at this point. This is like pips just being given to us. We're paying 160 a month. We might as well just like get our shit back. Euro GBP. Euro GBP is a longer term sell. If you guys were on Kim's call, you remember that. I don't really like, I'm not going to confirm it because I already told you guys. First Bollinger Band. This actually, if you would have added 2 more Bollinger Bands, this would be like your third Bollinger Band. Parabolic star formed above, MACD crossover. Literally, you could have entered in right there. You could have, like, look, let's enter in, let's say right here where this entry is. Let's be modest. First take profit, 18. Second one, 35. Third one, 60 pips. 15-minute chart. This wouldn't have taken that long. You know what I mean? Like, this is just easy. It's easy at this point, in my opinion. Like, and I'm not going to beat around the bush and say every harmonic's going to work. They're not. That's why we need to verify them. That's why I look on a bigger time frame. If it follows the trend, you take it. If it's trying to fight the trend, you don't take it. If it's on a consolidating market and it has all of these requirements, your Bollinger Band, your SAR, your crossover in the MACD, you're good. You know what I mean? Did anyone have any questions at all? Let me look at the chat. Do you guys have any questions? Anything at all I could go over or explain on the harmonic scanner? You can speak to if you want to.
Can you explain what indicators you're using?
Yeah. Oh, Marisol, okay, I'll explain again. So what I do when I go on the harmonic scanner, watch, let me log out and then log back in, and I'll do it again. I'll add them all again, because every single time you log in, you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to add all of them. So you're gonna see this. I don't use that indicator. So I'll go on to this where it says indicators. I'm going to add on my Bollinger Bands. Right. I'm going to add on my parabolic SAR. Right. Everybody knows these are my favorites, by the way. That's why I use them. And then my MACD. Right. And then now I have to change my settings on the MACD because these are not the settings that I use. Every time I do this, by the way, 3, 10, and 16, right? We go on, I remove the middle line. I usually like the color green and black. And this is how I judge it. So like, let's look at Euro NZD. This is the one I took. This is the one that I called out earlier. Okay, so I look at a larger time frame, right? Is it respecting the larger time frame? Yeah, it's an overall buy. So this is good to me, right? They're calling out a buy on the harmonic. Overall buy, it's on a consolidating market. The best time to trade harmonics are on consolidating markets. So people ask you, well, wow, there's a lot of consolidation on the market. How do you trade it? Oh, well, you just trade a harmonic, right? And what are my confirmations to take this? Right here, right? Hit the lowest part of my Bollinger Band. So what this is saying is that when I hit this lowest point, there's less than a 30% probability of this continuing to go down. That's why I look at this, and it'll always shoot up to at least the mean, if not higher. Another thing I look for is my parabolic SAR. Do you guys remember the SAR and the little diamonds? You guys remember these? It's your moving support and resistance. So when it's under, support, above, resistance. So what happens? Right where I entered, support. Maxi crossover, saying that momentum's going to shoot up. And what happens? If you guys would have taken this trade I called out, you'd be in profit 20 pips. Take profit 1, 30 pips or 40, right? Take profit 2, 65. Take profit 3, 107. Those are your 100 pips a day. You know what I mean? And that's what I look for on the Harmonic scanner. AUD USD, let's see. AUD USD has been going down longer term. It's been kind of consolidating, so this one would have been a good one to take. Bollinger, right? MACD crossover. The SAR is not really respecting it, but it did eventually. What happened? You guys would have got in if you entered in here. 17 pips. You know what I mean? Let's look at another one here. Let's use different brokers so you guys can see that it works. Play this in $1. USD JPY. All right, this one. Ooh, DJ is a little bit of an interesting pair right now. It's a longer term buy, but one way that you could confirm that is, like I said, look at a larger time frame. If you guys are kind of unsure. So overall, going on an uptrend, so this would be fine to take. MACD crossover right here, calling out a buy, so you're good. That's why I look at bigger time frames. So if we were to go back here, I would personally take this one. If you were to have taken it, 21 pips or 20 something pips for TP1, 40 pips for TP2, 68 pips for TP3. You know what I mean? FX choice. Let's see what they got. EuroCAD. Oh, I hate that place. EuroCAD long-term sell. Bollinger check. SAR check. MACD. Momentum's going down. Check. Take profit 1, 7 pips. Take profit 2, 13. Take profit 3, 20. Actually went down for a good 80, but still. My point being is that the Harmonic scanner is probably like one of the easiest ways you guys can catch tons of pips every day without even really trying. NVDJPY. Let's confirm it. Overall downtrend, right? Going down, so we're good. Let me go back to the 15-minute chart. Top Bollinger, SAR forming above, MACD crossover. How many pips we catching? 34 for take profit 1, 61 for take profit 2, 104 for take profit 3. I feel like we're not taking full advantage of it. Thank you, dude. This goes for myself too. Dude, there's group chats that they literally message you, like on Telegram. They message you when there's going, like when they release a new harmonic pattern, like when they release one. I'll send you guys the links on there, and it's like that's how I know like when to take these, because I just get an alert, and it's when I get an alert like, oh, a new harmonic pattern was released, I'll just go check it, and if it looks good, I take it. You know, instead of having to look for perfect setup, just have the academy do it for you. You know. Yeah, we'll have the time all in the world to become like the top traders and all that BS. But as of right now, for the most part, I'm pretty busy throughout the day. I think you guys are pretty busy throughout the day. How do we find the Telegram link? I'll give it to you guys. Let's be honest, if we just took these, we'd be at our 100 pips, and now combine that with our own calls. Thank you, dude. Is the wave trend a good one to use as well for this? Oh yeah, that would be like a really good one to use. But for some reason, you can't add it on here. I think you could only add it on TradingView. So if you want, you could go on tradingview.com and then look at it, like the pair and then all of that, and like confirm it. But I think just like these quick little confirmations for me is like good enough for me. Let me see. I'll post them right now. So there's one Telegram that I'm sending you guys. Oh, they're in Spanish, by the way, but they only tell you the pair and the time frame. So one of these time charts and then the pattern, the type of harmonic pattern. One of these is for the 15-minute ones. Let me see. Where are you guys at? Oh, you guys are always changing the pictures on me. I always forget which one's the chat. So the one I just sent is for the 15-minute chart, and the other one is for the hour chart. But they're pretty useful. I mean, come on, like they're free pips that are being given to us. You guys can like literally just scroll through them and just like take advantage of these guys. Like, look how many pips we could be catching. Like, come on. Entry right here, top Bollinger, SAR, MACD crossover. How many pips we catching? This one alone was 72. This one was 115. This one was 190. Like, guys, we're using the harmonic scanner now. Hey, Jesse, would you mind briefly going over the Bollinger Bands? I'm still a little shady on them. Yeah. So the Bollinger Bands, let me go over these. So what the Bollinger Bands do is they measure probability, right? So watch. I'm going to go over the probability curve. So if you remember anything about statistics, it'll make more sense once I explain this. So essentially what we do with the Bollinger Bands is we just measure probability, right? So let's say, okay, let's start looking at this, right? This first one would be our first Bollinger Band, right? So what this is saying is this is a probability curve. This is measuring the amount of probability of something actually occurring. That's just statistics in general, right? So what we look for um, with Bollinger Bands is just like I said, probability. So if you're within your first zone, this is your mean, right? So if we go back to the harmonic scanner, our mean would be the red line, right? This is where price feels more comfortable in your mean, right? But as we stray away from our mean, we become we go what, one standard deviation away from the mean, two, three, four, etc. Right? So as we get to our first standard deviation, which would be what, this blue line, the outer shell or whatever you want to call this shit. What this is saying is that you're now looking at less than what, 13% plus 13%, like less than a 30% probability of price continuing to move away from the mean, right? But example right here, it shot all the way up here, right? Like DJ Khaled says. But still, so what happens? You could draw another Bollinger Band and put the second standard deviation. You know, if it hits your second standard deviation, there's less than a 4% probability of this continuing that trend, you know? Now, if you were to put one last Bollinger Band, then you know that there's less than a 1% probability, like 0.01% of a probability of this continuing to stray away from the mean. You know what I mean? So that's what I'd look for in your Bollinger Bands. How do you add more deviations? Like what settings do you put? It's like a bell curve. Yep. Quick talk about the SAR, please. Okay, I'll go over that right now. So watch. Let's get rid of the parabolic SAR. I'll explain that right after, Chini. Oops, I got rid of the other one. Okay, so I add my first Bollinger Band, and then I'll add another one, right? So I'm going to change the settings on one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to 3. And boom. Now, when this goes to this outer shell right here, I know that there's less than a 5% probability of this continuing to go up. If you wanted to add a third one, here, let me get rid of the first one. I'm going to change to 4, so you guys can get an idea. This is like the last, like the final Bollinger Band that I'll look at. And what happens? This is saying that there's less than a 1% probability of it going up. And what happened? Reject, shut the fuck down, you know? So that's why I use my Bollinger Bands, just because I know like they're pretty damn accurate. They're telling me that this like uptrend is gonna like not go up anymore. Let me go over the SAR. So your parabolic SAR is it's called the parabolic SAR. This is your parabolic support and resistance. Okay, so this acts as both support and resistance. Hold on, let me change the color. So the simplest way I can put it is if it forms under price, it's support, right? So it's under price, support it up. Over price, resistance. Boom, shot down. That's how I confirm it, because look, right here, the SAR started forming here. You should have known to sell this shit right here, especially because it was right there by your Bollinger Band. So double confirmation for a sell, MACD crossover, sell the hell out of this shit. And what happens? Boom, shot down. Make sense? Let's see. Yeah, did this make sense though, Danny and Cheney, the SAR and the Bollinger Bands? This is just a good way for you to measure standard deviations. Um, cool. And one thing I would say is when you guys see it forming like above or below like your Bollinger Bands, the the guarantee is that price will always go back to the mean, right? So like up here, formed well above your second standard deviation, actually hit our third one, and it went back to the mean, right? Down here, went back to the mean eventually. Up here, mean. Up here, mean, right? Down here, back to the mean. Up here, too. Down there, also, you know, all the way down here, went back, you know. So when you're looking at the Bollinger Bands, I'm telling you, they're pretty damn accurate. Um, that's why I use this with the harmonic scanner. If you guys use these three confirmations alone, you don't need to be trading all damn day. Just go on that group chat. Wait for it to wait for them to post one. And you're good. You chief about a crossover in the MACD. Let's look at it. I'll look at that right now. But yeah, did you guys understand the harmonic scanner? Did this make sense? Can everyone start making profits on the harmonic scanner? Like, can everyone do this? What's the green at the bottom? This is a MACD. Does everyone understand how to use a MACD? Type a 111 if you guys understand the MACD. Type no if you don't, so I could go over it. Okay. Is not a good answer. So I don't like that. So I'm going to explain that. Okay. So real quick, what the MACD does is measures momentum, right? So if you guys don't know, what this does is measure a shift in momentum. So you guys will always ask me, and I know because I get these messages a lot. Hold on, real quick. Let me answer this question. On the Bollinger Band, do you change those settings to 2, 3, or 4? What's the difference in those? Those are your standard deviations. So um, your second standard deviation essentially is this one here, 1, right? The second standard, when you put in number 3, that's this here. You're looking at less than 4 on. And then when you put in 4, that's this one here, and it's looking at less than that. I know it's kind of confusing because these numbers are like behind one, but that's what we're looking at. We're looking at just standard deviations away from the mean. So I would just for sure put on 2. If you guys want, go on your MetaTrader and put in all 3 of your Bollinger Bands and then just change 1 to standard deviation 2, put 1 to 3, and put 1 to 4. And that's how I usually have my chart set up with. And you can just look at your charts like that. So going back to it. Okay, so when you guys ask me how do you guys know when there's going to be a big breakout? How do you know when there's going to how do you know when to enter? Okay, so does everyone understand first and foremost what a shift in momentum is? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, well I'm gonna go over that because I don't think everyone does. So, what is a shift in momentum? A shift in momentum is a shoot up, right? Followed by either a shoot down like the same distance or even bigger shooter like a bigger shoot down. So example, like right here, price shot up like crazy. So when price shoots up like crazy, you know that it's going to follow it by a big shoot down. So what happens? Boom, shoots down. Price goes up like crazy, shoot down. Price goes up, big shoot down, right? Big shoot down followed by a shoot up. That's all a shift in momentum is. It's just literally what it's called, a shift in momentum. It's shifting the momentum of price, right? So when you guys are asking me how do you know when price is going to move, how do you know when price is shifting, that's why I trade with the MACD for you guys that don't know, because a lot of times I'm not really that good to know that oh yeah, so what's happening is I'm looking at the news and I know that I don't know that shit. I'm sorry, I don't. Sorry to disappoint you. All I know is how to read technicals, and I'm pretty damn good at that. And if you notice, with when the market reverses, kind of, but not really a reversal. But yes, it is a reversal in a sense. Because look, this is a shift in momentum, big shoot up followed by a bigger shoot down. If you notice, if you guys were on Christopher Terry's call today, he was using the MACD. That's literally all he uses, and that's what I use too. So look, this was a huge shoot up, and if you notice what the MACD does is it measures. That's why I have these settings. By the way, if you guys want, let me go back. Take a picture of this. I don't check this middle line. I get this checked off, and these are my settings: 3, 10, and 16. So screenshot these if you need to. But these are the settings that I use for the MACD, okay? Every time. Because you're going to have to adjust them every time. So these green bars are, this is the momentum and where price is currently going, right? So right here, momentum's on the Dow side, price is currently shifting down. Right here, price is shifting up, right? Because it's going up, price is shifting down. And this black line is my signal line, AKA my fast line, right? The green line, like I said, is momentum, right? AKA my slow line. So this is what you guys are always going to hear me talking about a crossover. I don't think there's like not a day I don't ever talk about a crossover. So what do I mean by that? What I'm saying is, since this is my slow line, the green bars, if price is shifting up and you see that it's kind of going down now, right? And you see that this fast line is going up and you see this crossover right here, right there. Do you guys see this crossover? Do you see how the fast line is, dude, what the fuck? Here, I'm deleting you. Here, and do you again. Okay. Do you guys see how right here, the fast line, dude, why is it doing two? All right. So do you see how this fast line right here is crossing over the slow line? Now these little bars are forming under. This is telling you that momentum is going to shift in the opposite direction, right? So momentum is not going to go on the upside anymore. It's about to shoot down. But what happens? Price shot the hell down, you know? So how do you know like when momentum's going to go back on the upside? Look at this beautiful ass crossover right here. Perfect ass crossover, right? Green bar started forming under, price shot down, and then started reversing, right? And what happened? Price shot up. So let's look. This is literally like what you could have done to trade this. You trade from crossover to crossover. This happened right around here. You hold it until here. Let's use a different color. Let's use like, I don't know, orange. That shoot right there down was all the way up here down to about, what, right there? Look at my vertical lines. See how it started right there where the little mouse is at, that vertical line, all the way down to right here. Trade from crossover to crossover. How many pips are we talking about? 150 pips on the 15-minute chart. You guys see that? Can you guys type a 1-on-1 if you see it though? Did this make sense? That's all I'm looking at. Like that's literally, that's what the MACD does. Like the MACD will let you know when prices want to shift in the opposite direction. That's all you want to look for in the MACD, you know? That's it. Like don't overcomplicate it. Look, let's give you more examples. Let's look at another pair. I don't know, Euro GBP. All right. So your crossover, this crossover happened right here. So if you would have, that's why I look at different confirmations, by the way. But this is signaling you that price is eventually or going to shoot down, you know? That's why you look at this, because you know that this is telling you what's going to happen in the future. Like right now, MACD crossover, what is this saying? Price is going to shoot up, right? What happened? Prices went up, you know? That's what I look for in the MACD. So if you guys would have taken this, if you would have traded from crossover to the next crossover was about right here. This one's not a good one. Not a perfect example, but that was this all the way down to, I don't know why it's doing this. Right about right there, right? We would have done pull back of 15 pips, we would have caught 16. Not the best example. But my point being is that this is letting you know when momentum's going to shift down. What happened? Did it end up shooting down? Yep. Euro GBP has been consolidating though, so this doesn't really work good for like huge consolidating markets. This works better for like when you're looking at like, I guess like longer term trades. If you're trying to like example Euro USD, the way that I figured out or the way that I'm thinking that Euro is going to shoot up is because I'm looking at a shift in momentum on the MACD. That's literally all I pretty much look for. So Yeah, dude. But other than that, I'm gonna pull up some other charts right now aside from the harmonic scanner. Bro, your trainings are awesome. You teach like we're having a conversation. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Um, but yeah, does everyone understand the harmonic scanner? Does everyone understand this 100%? Like you guys can do this on your own now. You guys can like literally, if I'm out fucking at the beach or tanning or something or whatever, y'all are gonna be posting stuff on the chat. All right, because I'm gonna be posting harmonics as I see them, especially because I'm in those chats. So if I see one and it's good, I'm gonna start posting them. Just confirm it the same way that I taught you guys. However else you confirm them, support resistance. I mean, you can confirm this any other way. Like, I don't care how you guys confirm your trades, but however you do it, if it breaks your support line too, and that's what you want to look at, or your trend line, and that's what you want to look at, boom, look, broke my trend line. There you go. It's another confirmation. All right, everyone type a 111 if I could move on from this crap. This is good. We're good. We're understanding the harmonic scanner. You guys, y'all about the money right now? You guys can do it? All right, cool. Look, see, MACD crossover right about here. Still crossed over right here. Boom, sell. So we're Gucci. Cool. All right, cool. We good. All right, so I want you guys to make money with the harmonic scanner. I don't know how people are not going to tell me, oh, I don't know how to catch my 100 pips in a day. If you're not that good on how to chart, I respect that. It takes some time to become confident, but there's nothing hard about doing, like, this is doing the work for you. So you're good. By the way, the best time to trade the harmonic scanner is in the morning. That's what I was told. So look, if we're looking at a chart, right? Actually, I don't like this trading view. I like this account. Cool. Yeah, we got to make some money. Cool. So let's look at some pairs, right? This is how I usually make my calls, right? So AUD, NZD, sell zone, right? Sell zone, right? Sell zone, right? A shift in momentum. This is letting you know that price is going to shift down pretty soon. Red dot, sell. Okay. So I called that out earlier. This is on the 4-hour chart though. So mind you, like, let's look at this example, right? When they form this red dot right here and it shot down, that's 122 pips. But remember, this is 4 hours every candlestick. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a lot of freaking candles. I'm not going to count them. You get my point. This is like probably over like 20 candles times 4 hours per candle. That's like about what, 80 hours? You know what I mean? So don't expect this to hit right away. Just know that it will hit this blue zone, So I entered in on this 111 pips. You know what I mean? I don't really have to work too hard for it. I honestly just trade from dot to dot and then crossover to crossover and zone to zone. Just put in the trade and forget about it. Literally, dude. That's all I do. Like I put in these trades and I'm done. Like I don't care about looking at it every 5 minutes. No, it's not me. I'm over looking at my damn phone every 5 minutes. You guys need to delete the MetaTrader app once you put it in and put it back in like every other day. If you want to be like a longer term trader at least, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's like, all right, cool. Let's look for more. Look, this is what I was using to teach earlier to one of my guys. Green dot to red dot. Oh, this was a chart that I don't even trade. So look, watch. I'm going to delete everything and I'm going to show you guys how I usually chart up, like for like the 20th time. But I think you guys, like, the more you see it, you'll understand. So what I usually do is I usually go on the week chart. And first and foremost, I look at the overall trend, right? Overall, looking kind of bearish to me on the week chart. But at the same time, it is kind of going up too at the same time. So I drew my counter trend line and then my regular trend line. I'm going to put these as, what do I have my usual week chart ones? I know daily's red, so I don't know. I'll just use blue. Since blue is like my favorite color. Actually, put darker blue because, actually, let's do light blue. Sorry, I'm pretty indecisive. So I drew my lines. That's all I really want to look at with this. Looks like green dot overall buy right now, you know. Shift in momentum on the MACD. Looks like there might be a shift coming pretty soon. So I want to keep an eye out for a sell pretty much. Kind of consolidating at the moment, so you want to be careful. Let's go on the day chart. Cool, cool, cool. So what the hell do I do here? Here I draw another support line for what's prevalent to like today. So with that, I do red. And then I'll do my counter trend line too. So boom. There you go. Perfect. Right? Red dot, sell. Actually crossover, sell. Boom. Now 4 hour. Now if you guys remember how I usually trade, can somebody type in the chat what I usually like? How do I mark on my charts? What do I call them? What do I call these, like, I don't want to give it away, but what do I usually look for if you know how I trade? Like, does anyone know? What do I draw? Buy zones. There you go. You guys know me so well. Buy zones, sell zones. Yep. You guys are my favorite for sure. Cool. So let's draw our zones, right? So what I do is I start off drawing out strong areas where I see price going up, right? Buy. You don't want to buy here. Why? Because it shot up. Like, that's all you want to know. But this one was also a good buy zone, right? And then maybe right about like right here, I would say would be a pretty good buy zone, right? Cool. Then you guys already said it, sell zones, right? Let's turn that red. This is a pretty good sell zone right here. And then probably like about up here. I don't look at none of this past stuff. I want to see what's current with today. And then you guys already called it out. What do I call or do the middle? This is my flex zone, right? I usually do that as blue. If you guys have never seen why I do that, this is pretty much like a strong support and resistance where I put this blue line, right? So right here, support, right here, resistance, resistance, support. You don't really have a definite like buy or sell zone. Right here, every time it hits these zones, buy, 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 buy. Like there's literally like no like little to no resistance. You know, same with here. There's no support here. There's no, it's resistance. Sell, 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 sell. You get my point, you know? So what would I do with this trade? Well, if you would have spotted this first and foremost, right here where this red dot was, I didn't even look at this. MACD crossover, red dot, sell zone, sell. How many pips would we be in profit? 143. What do we do next? So actually, when I like was looking at this earlier, it was like about up here. It wasn't even at this zone. So what would I do? Remember, this is my daily, right? So what a surprise that in these buy zones that I'm looking at, it respects my daily trend line, respects, respects, respects. So this is going to do one of two things. It's either going to respect this daily support, right, or this trend line, or it's going to break it and it's going to come down to this next level down here. You know what I mean? Now, by the looks of it, looks like a green dot's gonna form soon. MACD crossover is letting me know that it's coming up for a buy. So I don't really think this is gonna break this trend line. Now, I'd be kind of patient with this because we're not going to just chase a trade. I only trade when there's a perfect setup. So for the most part though, my bias would be that it's probably going to come and test up here once again at this sell zone or this trend line. And it's either going to break it and continue to go up, or it's going to respect it and shoot back down. Either way, this is like kind of going to sway in either direction. This is going to either shoot up or it's going to shoot down. You want to wait though. You want to wait for it to break one of these two trend lines. If this goes ahead and it breaks this trend line, what do? We either write it to this green line right here, right? Or we hold it to this weekly, right? Oops. One of two things will happen, either that or that. If it decides to respect this, we profit all the way here. And if this shit decides to break that also, if it breaks our daily trend line right here, or counter trend line at least, we're going to write it to this one up here. which is still like in our sell zone. You know what I mean? So price is going to move in one of these four directions, or one of these two directions, I mean. It's going to hit one of these four take profits, if not both of them. You know what I mean? Whether you're looking at the buy or the sell side. So did this make sense how I like chart up? I don't look at anything crazy. I don't do none of this magic shit. I literally just look at the wave trend, MACD, and support and resistance. That's it. You guys want to draw fibs too? You can draw a fib, you know? You guys remember Kim's call? She's really big on fibs. Highest high, lowest low. What a surprise that my 50 and 61% on my sell zones. And what happened? Rejected my 50%, shooting down, you know? And where are your take profits? 38% or 23? Did it hit your 38? Yep, gave you more than that. Gave you this blue line right here. Literally, fibs are like my favorite way to trade. I just literally, just by looking at these zones though, like I don't really have to use fibs a lot just because I could kind of like visually see it. But still, you guys wanted to profit on the ways up, you could draw fibs on it too. Look, if you wanted to profit on this uptrend, know if it's continuing to go up, lowest low, highest high, oh, 61.8. What a surprise. What do you do when you do that? You hold it to your negative 27%. What a surprise that this is my sell zone right here, you know? And what happened? Reject, shooting back down, you know? So that's like, that's it, you know? And right now, price is at this zone. If it breaks past the 0% and it goes up, you're going to ride it to 27%, which is this zone. If it breaks past this, you ride it to your negative 61.8, which, what a surprise. It's right above here where my sell zone's at, you know? You guys see this though? Like, I don't do nothing crazy. It's just, that's all I look at. And literally the way that I chart respects my fibs either way. Yes, no? Type a 111 if you guys could chart up something random. I've never looked at this pair. I've traded this maybe once or twice when I've gotten a signal. We're good though. This is making good sense. Like, come on. This is simple stuff. So I know Brian was talking about you, Chief. Let's see. Voila, looking at a sell zone right here, right? So remember, when I was calling this out, I told you guys if it breaks under my trend line, because I had one, I deleted it earlier. I had one right here. And I had this in orange. And I told you guys, I said, hey, if this forms under these trend lines, you sell it. It didn't form under it. It shot up and it broke past this counter trend line, which is why I deleted it. And it's giving you another re-entry for a sell pretty soon, you know? The MACD is telling you, hey, there's going to be momentum shifting on the downside soon. The bars are going back up. It's hitting a sell zone. You guys want to get ready for a sell. Overall sell, right? All right. But it's going bullish right now. It'll probably tap out around right here. Let's run a fib real quick. Lowest low, highest high. Right in between my zone. Almost hit my 50%. Didn't really hit it. So it may come up to this zone up here. This is where it wicked out right here and it shot down. So I wouldn't be surprised. If not, it'll cap out about right here. Green dot, this is indicating to buy right now, shooting up, you know? So I wouldn't trade anything about this right now. Just know that it's giving you a pretty good entry for a sell pretty soon. So don't get your hopes lost. This is just giving you a good sell setup pretty soon. All right. Let's look at the main ones. GU. GU, green dot, MACD crossover, buy zone. I'm holding a buy. I'm not going to lie. My stop is down here only because the lowest low is right here. So if it breaks below that, I'm not going to look to short it anymore, but I am looking to buy it. All right. I just entered in because I didn't really care. I didn't want to wait. I don't like to, like, I rather get in and hold a pullback for like about what's my stop? 53 pips than like enter in and lose and miss a good like 30, 40. You know what I mean? So whatever. I'll just hold the pullback, and it hasn't really pulled back that much for me. But buy zone, this MACD crossover, green lines, I'm holding it until this blue line. That's what I'm doing. And look, if you guys remember what a price relation is, I literally just copy the distance here, paste it. Ah, looks exactly the same. Yep, that's what I'm doing. That's all I'm looking to do. And if you guys look, it's a double bottom, right? If you're on Kim's call earlier, she's calling out a buy too. She's calling out her buy right around where this line is at. There's nothing wrong with that. You guys can place a buy stop if you want to. I have a really strong feeling about this going up. Now, I may be wrong. Don't get me wrong. But I usually trust my zones and my MACD and my wave trend. So I'm good. If it is in a pullback, worst case scenario, it'll pull back up to here where this pulled back, and it'll give me another buy entry. But yeah, Euro USD is going to be very similar. All right, this is going down a little bit more. MACD crossover. It's in a buy zone. What I would say is if you guys want to enter in on this, wait for it to cross your trend line. That's probably what you should do with GU. But I just don't really have the patience to. That's really bad, but don't do that. But yeah, wait until it breaks the trend line. The MACD signaling you that that momentum is going to shift on the upside. And I'm probably going to end up riding this trade up until this little blue bar too. So let's see. 138 pips, That's all I'm doing with this. And these are the 4 hours, so don't expect this to hit overnight. Don't expect this to hit tomorrow, right? It'll hit whenever it decides to, all right? Do you guys want me to look at any other pairs of yours? Name some pairs that you guys want me to look at if you need me to look at any. But yeah, get ready for your buy. Gold? Okay. I'm actually in gold right now. So gold is interesting. Gold follows the Australian dollar. Okay. So AUD going down. That's why gold has been going down. But yeah, so AUD. And then this is gold right here. So, okay. Well, this is what I was looking at when I entered in. Broke my trend line, right? Hit a level of resistance. Red dot was formed. On the ADX, this was showing me that it's about to hit a strong downtrend pretty soon because the strong uptrend was ending because of the MACD crossover. And I entered in on my sell. So if you've taken gold, I took it around 12.17. So I took it about right when Kareem called it out, actually. I took it right at this re-entry because I closed out the ones from Friday because I was like, I don't really have a good feeling about this. Which I'm glad I did because I caught my pips and I dipped. And then on this re-entry, I sold again. So I've already up, 49 pips? No fucking way. Yep. There you go. My bias about this, by the way, is I'm predicting that gold is going to hit this area right here, this take profit of 1204. It could hit the lower one, but I'm calling out at least right here. And I want to look for a buy setup pretty soon because look, if we look at this in terms of what time chart was I looking at? Oh yeah, there we go. I forgot who I was looking at this with. Okay, so ignore the blue and the red right here. This is my smaller time frame buy and sell zones. That's how I kind of figured out where it's going. But I was charting this on the week chart. And if we notice, this is getting ready for a buy very, very fucking soon. MACD crossover very, very soon. Saying momentum will shift on the upside. So if anything, I would hold this until 1278. The minute you see the green dot, the minute you see that sell is done and starting to reverse, jump in on your buys. And trust me, you won't regret it. You'll catch a good 800 pips. On the week chart though, so this might take a minute, you know, like look, for you to do that when it did it here, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't know, it was like 10 weeks, like 2 months, you know, but that's still like a good 800 pips. Let's see. XRP, I'll look at that right now. UJ, AUD CAD. Okay, cool. Let's start off with XRP Ripple. Oh, if you guys were not on my call the other day, you guys are lucky, you're in for a treat. I only trade cryptos on the weekend, but okay. So first and foremost, I'm going to give you out a longer term buy. So look, let's see. Okay, so if you guys don't use the parabolic SAR, this is why I use it. When this shot up all the way up here to this high that it's ever reached, the SAR started forming under it. That's how you knew that this was going to go up. And what happened? Boom, shot up. How many pips would we have caught back in December of last year? I don't think I wasn't trading back then. 32,181 pips. Then what happened? SAR started to form above. You got this long as a wick. You should have closed that shit immediately. Jump in on your sell, and you could still hold your sell because it's still going down, and you'd be in profit. 23,392 pips, right? Yeah. This is what I was saying, Tyler, the other day. Look. So what are we going to do with this? The minute we see that this little bitch right here forms under, right here, we're buying the fuck out of this. Okay? We're buying it. We're going to ride it all the way up till here. It took 8 months for it to reach all the way down here, but this is 20,000 pips. So I don't give a fuck who you are. If you cannot catch more than 20,000 pips in 8 months, that's okay because I can't either. So especially off of one pair. So I'm going to be writing this all the way up, like DJ Khaled says, you know. So look, we could catch a good 29,000, 28,000 pips. This is off of just Ripple, by the way. Once we buy, bottom, yeah, Brian, you already know. You know the game plan. We're going to be rich. This is off of just one crypto, guys. You know how Bitcoin works. When Bitcoin goes up, every other crypto goes up. So not only are we going to do it with Ripple, we're going to do that with Litecoin, which is another 20,000 pips. We're going to do it with Bitcoin, which is another 20,000 pips. We're going to do that with Ethereum, which is probably going to be another 20,000 pips. We're going to become fucking rich. I'm sorry. ADX, I'll go over that right now. But yeah, I'll go over that right now. It's pretty useful, I'm not going to lie. That's actually how we could be able to tell this downtrend. So instead of me looking at the MACD, I probably should look at the ADX. So look, with the ADX, you go on indicators, and then you just type in ADX, and I usually take this one here, the first one. Okay. Now, what I usually do is I will get a horizontal line. I'll go on to horizontal line. I'll place it anywhere, it doesn't matter because I'm going to adjust it. I want this in white. I don't want that big. And I'm going to change the settings on this to 25. Okay. Oh, there should be another line. Oh, that's why I'm looking at that one. Okay, that's why. Because it's in black and the background is black. Okay, there we go. So the ADX with this measures, this one's a bad example because it's on the week chart. But what this measures is the strength of a trend. So right now, consolidating, when you see all lines under your 25, it's consolidating. I'm not going to give you the 20 and 25 because I confuse a lot of people. So I'll just remember 25 line, okay? And this is what I want you guys to remember about this. When you guys see, when you see the red above 25, downtrend, okay? When you see green above the 25, down or uptrend, right? Now, when you see the white line above the 25, you put the word strong before whatever trend it is. So example here, downtrend because the red is above 25, right? But because the white shot up, now it's a strong downtrend. And what happened? Strong downtrend up until here, where this buy was called out. Green shot up above 25. White was still above 25. Strong uptrend. Okay? Does that make sense? When you see that they're all consolidating, that's literally what the market's doing. It's consolidating too. Okay? You know that this is going to cause a big breakout. The price is about to break out like crazy. So my 1 cent about Ripple, to answer question 2, by the way, is I think Ripple's going to be going down. Um, Only because Bitcoin is projected to shoot down again. So I would essentially look for it to go down a little bit more. But we'd have to keep a close tab on it. So with Bitcoin, they're calling out a sell for this. They're saying that it's going to shoot down to 5K again. Makes sense because on the wave trend, it is kind of going down. Our sell entry should have been here, where this little blue candle was at. Can't believe I didn't see this, by the way. Either way, if we would have taken this, we'd be in profit over 1,000 pips. No worries. Did that make sense, though, Danny, about the ADX? I know Christopher Terry called out a buy for 100 pips or whatever. So Ripple's probably going to go up for about 100 pips or so. It'll probably come in and tap a sell zone and then go down. If you notice, it is looking like kind of like a buy zone for me right now. Then my buy zone, green dot looks like it's going to form. I would just see where the ADX is going to go to kind of figure out where the strong trend is going to be. Do you really think Bitcoin will hit 5K again? I personally think it will. I don't know if it's going to hit exactly 5K. If anything, I'm thinking it might hit this level here. You know? Now, if we look at this in terms of the week chart, if you look at strong areas of support, let's draw a line at exactly 5K to see where it'll show up. 5,000. This is where it shot up, it retested, and it made its move up. You know? So I wouldn't doubt it. I would just kind of keep a tab on it. If you are trying to short Bitcoin until 5K, I would be careful like the minute it starts to hit the 5K zone. But right now, it's just kind of consolidating on the ADX, which is what it's been kind of doing right here. Jas told me if Bitcoin hits 5,800 again, go all in. Yep, that's exactly what I was saying right now. Because remember, that's what I was saying. Like, it reached this zone of 5,800, and then it went up, you know? But if we know anything about market structure, the market will always give you a chance for a re-entry, you know? Like right here, it shot up, and it was signaling you right here to fucking buy this shit. But it went down to give you another re-entry, and boom, shot up. Looks like exactly what it's doing before. Shoot up. Let me go and give you another chance. Shoot up. What are we going to do? We're going to buy this shit and all of the alternative coins too. This one's like 14,000 pips right here. Can anyone go for another 14,000 pips on Bitcoin, another 20,000 on Ripple? Can you guys go for that on your trading accounts? Can you guys do that? Like, I think I can, you know. I don't mind. I think my trading account can go for another, like, at least a 10K. Give me 10K. I'll be okay with 10,000 pips. Trust me. I trade $10 a pip with 10,000 pips. That's 100K off of just one currency pair. So I'm okay. I'm fine with that. If you guys are trading even if you guys trade a dollar per pip with 20K is pips is 20,000 bucks. You know, I really hope you guys are trade astounded with that though, because if you get 20,000 pips on Ripple alone, and $10 a pip, that's 200K. I would expect a bottle of Henny at my doorstep. You guys know how I am, so you're welcome. You guys are going to be rich, but yeah, that's my 1 cent about Bitcoin. Let's see. I know somebody said UJ. Let's see what UJ is doing. Okay, am I on the right trading view? Oh no, wrong one. Okay, UJ right here. Let's see what it's doing. UJ, shift in momentum coming pretty soon, right? I was trying to short this, but we'll have to see. Only because I do see a shift in momentum. One thing I would do with UJ, I actually haven't been touching this, not gonna lie, just because I don't really know what it's doing right now. Like I said, I only trade when I see a perfect setup. I would just draw trend lines and try to figure out where it's going though. You could see a good triangle being formed out of this. If you guys know how to trade a triangle, you know that there's about to be a breakout pretty soon. Let's see. Let's see where I think the
What is like
breakout comes.
triangle trading?
Let's get rid of you. Put 0.75. Yeah, my internet has been really damn slow today. Okay, yes. Come on, let's hurry up. Why am I looking at this in the 5 minute? No. 4 hour. Let's go back. I don't remember how to use this one actually. I'm not even going to use that. But either way, I would try to see where it's going to do. Right now, resistance going down, red dot going down. Crossover happening pretty soon. We'll see. Let's look at this in terms of the week chart. Oh yeah, you got a sell happening pretty soon. Like a red dot's about to form. Overall buy. I mean, it was an overall buy. All right, so I think blue was my week chart one. So I know if it breaks any of these trend lines, I know exactly like that these are strong areas. Like, yo, I don't want to mess with these. Day chart going kind of bearish right now. I'd wait for this breakout. If it breaks out and it goes below, I would hold this V to either here. Another area of support would be like all the way down here. Or it could be modest and get somewhere in between, like about, like right there. I don't really see it going on the upside, to be honest. It might. If it does, I would hold it. You get your quick little pips and dip. You could hold it until this zone here. This level up here. Right? That's what I would do. I would wait for it to break your trend line. Why do I wait for it to break your trend line? Because whenever you see any trend line being broken, you know that there's a strong breakout about to happen. On the wave trend, red dot forms. Yeah. So let me go over it. So watch. I'll give you examples of how accurate this graph is. Let's get off the daily. Actually, let's keep the daily. So what the wave trend measures, I don't even know what this indicator is. What you do is you go to indicators, you type in wave, and it's this one here, wave trend with crosses, and then in brackets lazy bear, and make sure it's published by Lone Star. Lazy Bear had one down here that I fucking love. Lazy Bear is a beast. But Lazy Bear is not so fucking lazy. He be catching mad pips, and I'm like upset that he didn't fucking tell me about this earlier. So essentially what this does is it kind of breaks, it's like a MACD mixed with like your stochastic mixed with, I don't even got, God only knows. But my point blank is like, see how like my buy zone is green? Right here is like green. Right where this dot is, it tells you where to actually enter on your buy. You would have traded from this dot until that dot. This move alone was this up here. Which if you notice, this was on my daily like support line right here. This is where it started forming. How many pips was this shit? 572 pips? Can anyone do another 572 pips just off of an indicator? Gold just drops. Don't even get me excited. Someone look on my phone, and your boys officially caught more than 50 pips tonight. Let me move my stop loss and profit. I'm going to take a good 20. Let's see, it's at 12. Okay, so I'm going to set it at 12. 13. Okay. Guys, I just made so far like 50 bucks off of this gold, by the way. So 100 pips a day is not that difficult. Look, that was just a signal that was given to me. I looked at my chart and I was like, I like it. I'll take it. Boom. 50 pips already. 50 bucks, I mean. So it's pretty simple, guys. Like 100 pips a day is not hard, especially if you're looking at shit like this. Look, buy up, 500 down pips, right? So you trade from dot to dot. This sell where this little red dot was up here. You guys would have sold it up there until we're at prices at now. You'd be in profit over 190 pips, 180 pips. And there's the Henny bottle. You already know me so well. Bring the blunt and we chilling. But yeah, you get my point. If you literally trade from when these dots are formed, then you're Gucci. You're gonna be making a lot of money. Look, here's another one. Literally, and I only wait for a perfect setup. By the way, I don't. If you know me, I only when people say, "Oh, let's trade," I don't do that shit. I trade when there's a setup. That's when you'll see me trading. I don't just trade like no. Look, red dot or green dot. That's this move here. How many pips was this? Dude, I need to start trading on the daily. Look how many pips we could catch. 300 pips. What the fuck? But yeah, listen, did it kind of make sense? Yeah, yeah. When you see that the red down, like the red dot at the red line sell, see the green at the bottom buy. Yep, telling you, it's accurate. We should have sold UJ up here. We would have been over 300 pips in profit, or however much I said. But yeah, watch. Let me mark up a random fresh chart so you guys can see exactly how I chart. Here, let me get rid of. I'll get rid of CHF because I don't really trade this. Actually, no, I like this setup. Okay, so we'll go to trading view. I'm trying to think of pairs I don't trade. I don't like trading the CAD, but does anyone here trade the USD to USD CAD? So I can mark that up for you guys. I don't trade it. I don't think I've ever had it marked up. I might, but I don't trade it. Last time I lost, yeah, dude. Every CAD pair I trade, I always lose money. I don't care what CAD pair it is. I lose money every damn time. Lex waves like it, so I fuck with Lex. So all right, I mean, let's trade it. I mean, well, I'm not, no, we're not trading it. Let's mark it up. Correction. I had to stop my day. That's not fair. I don't mark up the CAD or trade the CAD. But and the spread on it is freaking awful. I'm sorry, but I cannot do that spread. I like to catch all 10 of my pips. Thank you, not 7 of them. So yeah, yeah. All right, so here, let's see. Okay, I'm going up. Going down right here. Okay, perfect. Overall sell, MACD crossover, sell USD CAD as of the weekly. I wonder how many pips this is from red dot to red dot. Okay, this huge shoot down on the wave trend is this here. Yikes, 1,500 pips. Oof, my God. Okay.
We should be trading that.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm just going to trade on the weekly. I can't do the cat. Actually, I might. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Look, see? Buy set up pretty soon, so it's looking like it's going to pull back. I'm going to keep these. I don't really need to draw any other lines other than this one here. Let's see. Red for my daily. So if it breaks my trend line, we're not selling this MACD crossover. Looks like a green dot is in the form. Doesn't look like it's going to go down right now. It might come and test up this zone right here. Double top though, so it might be a little pullback and then shoot down. And let's go on my favorite time frame, the 4 hour. Ah, voila, started its little shoot up already. Okay. And then let's break my market up into zones like I always do. I already see it in my little flex zone. Let me do this right here. Thanks. Right there's another buy zone for me. Right here. Right here. Sell zone would be up here. And up there. This is pretty prevalent to where price is at right now, at least. Right in between, right here. Fuck zone. Why? Because it got you fucked. That's why. Oh, how long do I hold my trade for? Hold it to your fuck zone. I guarantee you it'll hit. Could have caught a good 283 pips off of this haul. So chances are it'll probably come and retest. I'm really going to wait for it to break one of these two trend lines right here. This is my weekly, by the way. So if it breaks any of these two, you know what we're doing. But yeah, USD CAD. So my little zone right now. I'm going to wait for it to pull back. It'll probably either respect this zone right here and sell, this zone up here and sell, this zone up here and sell. You move your little trend lines like as price moves, but let's see. Let me pull up the day again. I really like, I could see the fib right now. I can guarantee you it's going to be in my zone. Watch. Highest high, lowest low. Caps. My 61.8 was right here. So I got in between my 71 and 61.8, reject. I'm going to come and look for it to reject right in between my 61, 78 again, and sell it until we could do the same fibs as a take profit, 38, 23, 0, and 27. Now, if it doesn't and it goes on the upside, this is what we're going to look for. Lowest low, highest high up here. We're tracing perfectly in between my 61 and 50%. If it decides to go up, we're going to ride this. And if it breaks past all of these trend lines, we're going to ride it to our negative 27%. If it breaks past this, we hold it to 61. Right around here, we're going to look to sell. And we're just going to be riding this up and down, up and down, up and down. All we're going to look for. You guys have like direction? Like, do you guys have a better bias? No worries, Danny. I got you, bro. Do you guys have any, like, do you guys understand how you're going to take the CAD? We're not going to touch it. We're going to wait. We're going to wait for it to either break that trend line and go on the upside. We're going to ride this bad boy either negative 27, or we're going to hold it to our 127 down here. One of these two things will happen. Cool, cool. Other than that, do you guys have any questions on anything that I've gone over today? I got a pretty good amount of you guys on today, so everyone understand what I usually look for charting? Does this make sense? Pretty simple, no? I don't really trade that difficult. Just trend lines, buy zones, sell zones, indicators, and that's it. Can we catch 100 pips now, like with the harmonic scanner and however we chart now? We're good. 100 pips a day keeps the 9 to 5 away. We think we could do that. Oh yeah, 100 pips is nothing now. Like shit, what the fuck? Like you guys should be catching like 500 pips a day. That goes for me too. At least a week, we should be catching a minimum of like 500 to 1,000 pips a week. And I think if we all work together, we could do it because there's some stuff that I'm not going to see. Like I clearly did not see this, you know. And there's a lot of things that I'm going to see that you guys might not see. So that's why we need to work more um, together, I guess, because then we'll be able to like help everybody become rich, and more bottles of Henny will be passed around, and more people will quit their jobs, and it's going to be an overall fun environment. So yeah, please stay active if you're on that chat. Post your markups. Tony,
Hell yeah.
if you notice, Tony sent out trades that hit, they panned. You know what I mean? I love that about him, that this guy does not play games. He just puts in his charts. He said, "Yeah, you want me to put charts up? Show me how you chart." I showed him, and he's killing it already. He's sending so many trades. Oh, I'm up 100 pips. Oh, I'm up 200. I'm like, dude, holy shit. Like, he's better than me, you know? So, yeah, that's it, it's just easier that way. So, other than that, guys, I'm pretty much done. It's like 12 o'clock. So, I appreciate you guys for jumping on. But, yeah, let's kill it in these markets, guys, for reals. We need to stop letting them take all of our money, and we need to take their money. So, other than that, I'm ending the call. I mean, I'm not gonna trade London because I only trade like short, or I don't trade shorter time frames. If you guys need me to mark up any shorter time frame charts for you to give you a bias, let me know. But I don't trade short term. I don't scalp. I rather just put in my trades, forget about it, go in town like every day, or go to the gym, go to the beach, hang out with family. That's where my life is. No worries, I got you guys. So I don't trade London. I don't stay up and do all of that. But I got you guys. Whatever you need, let me know. Sound good? Hey, Gucci. I'm ending this, and I'll post this if you guys need this. Just remind me, because trust me, I have like 3 calls I need to post that I always forget. So I got you guys. Let's get it. Peace out, guys.